and we're live. Community Combat, face first radio's session in Ramadan Radio. Me and Haida in the radio room right now at the moment, and hopefully today we're gonna introduce Community Combat and talk about some topics that are important to the Wolverhampton community. And yeah, yep. Today we're gonna talk about my journey uh, in to MMA, Haider's journey into MMA, and yeah, our gym that we've started up in Wolverhampton. The support we've got from the local community, and hopefully where we're planning to take it in the future, uh, because it's doing very well at the moment. It's doing we're doing such a good job at the moment, and we're just getting limited by our facility. It's gonna grow. It's gonna take over, and hopefully, um, with this new facility, we're gonna help the community, help all the different communities within the Wolverhampton area by teaching mixed martial arts, but not only mixed martial arts, all the you know, not just mixed martial arts, all the different disciplines and mannerisms that we hope people have in our community, just such as good manners, good discipline, good self-awareness, and just mental strength and fortitude, and also physical strength. Heidi, you got anything to say?
Yeah, yeah, I'm obviously, my name's Haida, and obviously me and Mohammed are the head coaches of that gym. Uh, but yeah, let's just get straight into it. Let's, what we'll be doing first is we'll just ask Mohammed questions on how he started this journey, what got him into combat sports, and how he feels he's doing at the moment. If you guys didn't know as well, Mohammed competes. He's an amateur MMA fighter. He has won his last fight as well. You can check that out on YouTube. Uh, so, Mohammed, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm good. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Uh, yeah,
So, do you want to tell us what actually got you into mixed martial arts
mixed
in the
martial.
first place?
You got me into mixed martial arts. You got me into mixed martial arts.
Yeah, should we just answer the phone call?
We've
Let's see.
already got
Let's
a
see who
phone
this
call
is.
coming in.
Is it answered?
Yeah, speak to me.
Hello? Is it cut off?
Say hello.
Hello?
Speak to
Hello?
me.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, who are you after? I'll just
Hello?
decline it. Yeah, so if you're not expecting any calls, don't
Yeah.
answer it then, okay?
Right, guys. Sorry about that.
As you can tell, we're still new to this radio session
Yeah.
thing, but we're getting used to it. But yeah, no problem.
It sounded
Carry
like
on.
Curran, if I'm honest with you.
Probably one of our students.
Yeah. But we was where on your journey. So how did you? Obviously, you said I got you into it. Do you wanna? We got another call. I'm just gonna see who it is. Let's get a talk from him.
Hello?
Hello, who's speaking?
Assalamu alaikum. Can I
Walaikum
read Surah Duha?
Sorry, that radio session's finished now. There's a different radio session.
Oh, okay.
No problem, brother.
Go on, Assalamu alaikum. Alright, sorry about that again.
Put the radars down. Yeah.
Okay.
Radio.
So yeah, for the third time, lucky inshallah. So Muhammad, so what got you onto the journey on mixed martial arts? Break it down from the get go.
MMA scene.
MMA scene.
Basically, Haida, over here that I'm speaking to, he got me into MMA meeting. He's having his white collar bout charity event, and he got me into a meeting. He just told me to come along and just support him, and he got me into the meeting. He got me to sign a sheet without me knowing. And next thing you know, I'm in a room getting introduced, saying that I'm gonna have a amateur bout in 8 weeks' time. And then I left the room Uh, I left the room. MMA fighter. So yeah,
That's it. That was the initial one.
that was the initial one.
I think after that 8 weeks, we had no experience. I had a bit of experience in kickboxing. Muhammad had zero experience at
Don't,
all. He was a bit of a street fighter back in the day.
don't say
Done
that.
done his
I
little
was
done his little bits in school, but yeah. So after that 8 weeks, how was that 8 weeks training? How did that fight go?
It went. I lost. Just like yeah, if you don't, well, I did prepare, but like Haida said, I never really trained for it. But yeah, um, I did the best I can. I tried to. I did boxing while I was in secondary school, so I was doing good in striking. And then when it got to the ground, the jiu-jitsu came in, which I never knew nothing about, and the guy just kept top mount, side control, and it got to the end of the 3 rounds, and I'm just thinking, okay, what has this guy done to me? He's just,
Uh,
grappled me. I never knew what he was doing, so he ended up winning by points. But yeah, that opened my eyes to MMA, and I loved it. Even though I lost, I loved the experience, and it was just such a like amazing experience. It opened my eyes so much, and I wanted other people to experience it as well. I wanted to start. That's what got me into teaching, and yeah.
yeah. Obviously, Muhammad did say he opened his eyes, but the next fight,
Which one was that?
the next fight was I had a competition again that day, and on 2 hours before the event started, they asked
Wait a
me if
minute. Talk about that same day you had you fought on the same day.
yeah, that both days. So the first time Muhammad had to fight, I had to fight that day. The second time, I had to fight that day. Muhammad didn't, but I called him in the morning about I think it was 10 a.m.
Yes.
and I said to Muhammad, "Wake up, you're fighting," and just cut off the phone. Pulled out outside his house, and he was ready to go.
Yeah, I was supposed to be the corner man. I ended up walking in as one of the people competing on the same day on the same card. So yeah, the guy was had a like 10 kg weight
Yeah,
advantage.
yeah, it wasn't. If you guys don't
I
know,
was such naive.
if you guys
I was
don't
so
know,
naive.
weight is a big factor in the MMA game. But we was young,
Yeah,
I don't recommend this to anyone. We learn from our mistakes.
yeah.
So
And if you listen, you better learn from our mistakes. If you plan on competing, go to people that are more experienced than you.
yeah,
But yeah,
we got a question actually. We got a question.
what's the question?
Uh, do you cater for women, Muslim women in separate classes? What are what are some effective training routines or drills for improving agility and footwork in martial arts? Can you share some strategies for overcoming mental barriers and building confidence in combat sports? And how do you recommend uh, balancing strength training with skill development for optimal performance in disciplines like jiu-jitsu and kickboxing? So
Break that down.
let's go with the first question.
What's that?
Do you cater for women, Muslim women, separate classes? Yes, we do. So after Ramadan, I think we're starting in May. We're gonna have a boot camp for 6 weeks for Muslim women only. Non-Muslim women can join in if they wish, but there will be a Muslim lady coach. She's a black belt taekwondo, black belt in taekwondo, and she'll be holding those classes. So we can get back to the posters should be on there somewhere. So if you drop me a message, we can talk to you about that further. This question, Mohammed, this one can be for you. What are some effective training routines or drills for improving agility and footwork in martial arts?
Agility and footwork. All right. So that kind of it's a there's a wide range of different training routines you can do for that. So agility in general, that's kind of broad. So when I think of agility, I think of people moving side to side and football drills, and you can use that for fighting as well. And I use that for one drill I do use is it's called fark leg. A lot of football. That's basically one one of my friends who plays for Wolverhampton, used to play for
Yeah,
Wolverhampton.
he now is in America playing for a football team there.
Yeah. He taught me this drill while I was in secondary school, and I've used it ever since. Basically, you place a cone at 30 meters, 40 meters, and 50 meters. You sprint 75% to the first cone at 30 meters and jog as slow as you want back, and then sprint to the 40-meter cone, jog as slow as you want back, sprint to the 50-meter cone, jog as slow as you want back. Do that for 15 minutes. And when I say jog as slow as you want back, literally jog as slow as you want back to the start, and then sprint 75% with 75% effort to the cone that you need to jog sprint to. And what that would do is that wakes your body up to, like, from going from 0% or 5% fighting rate or to 100%. So you always have that agility to move side to side and be explosive throughout the entire fight. That comes to that would train your legs up, your footwork, but to maintain things like power and things like that with your upper body, you can, if you've got a bag, you can punch the bag, do straight punches for a minute, and for 10 seconds only throw power punches, and that will maintain your upper body strength. And do that drill, and only throw power punches for 10 seconds. So 1 minute, light punches, straight punches, and 10 seconds, power punches. Do that for 5 rounds, and that first, and that should help with your maintaining strength with your upper body. But yeah, was there another part of the question?
Yeah. The next question is, can you share some strategies for overcoming mental barriers and building confidence in combat sport? So, what I would say in that is, firstly, I'll give my take on that first, and Mohammed will give his take. With mental barriers, so martial arts basically, it can develop confidence within itself. Even if it's from one-to-one training to group sessions, the one-to-one aspect, depending if you're insecure in certain aspects, the training on one-to-one basis can help you go overcome some obstacles that you're struggling with in particular, and you don't want no one else to obviously see. And also, if you take it to the group sessions, you're with different people, people with the same goal as you. They want to achieve the best in what they're doing as well. So, building confidence, it's similar. Like, it's everybody wants to have a good body. Everyone wants to have a strong mind. Everyone wants to be strong-willed. You have confidence knowing that you can defend yourself as well. So going out on the street, you feel more confident that if anybody did want to do something to me, that you could protect yourself. It's not always about fighting. It's not always about beating someone up. It's mainly about defending yourself, looking after your family. I mean, if you're not confident about looking after your family, and then this is something that you could jump into to boost yourself. But that's my intake on it. Mohammed, what do you think?
So the question was, how do you build confidence?
How strategies for overcoming mental barriers and building confidence in combat sports?
I think it's more of a mindset. Like, people overthink it when it comes to when it comes to sparring, for example, in the gym, or just entering an MMA gym. They overthink it. They panic. They just think too much. The first thing I think is just change your way of thinking and just do it. So, for example, if you need to enter a gym, just enter the gym and start training. If it comes to sparring, just start sparring. Don't overthink it. Most gyms will cater for you. If you're new to fighting, if you're new to mixed martial arts, they'll know that you're new to mixed martial arts, and they'll take it easy on you, and they'll build you up. No one's gonna just start. You're not gonna enter a gym and people are just gonna rush you and just start, making life difficult for you and just start, you know, You're not gonna leave the gym with 101 injuries. They'll cater for your skill level. If you're talking about, if you're asking about, because the question was pretty broad. If you're asking about how to increase your confidence while fighting, um, always focus on your defense first. If your defense is not good, then your offense and your confidence it wouldn't be there. If you know that as soon as you start fighting, you're gonna get injured, you're gonna get hit, you're gonna get taken down, then your confidence is not gonna be there. So to be able to defend from takedowns, from strikes, from all these different types of things, then if you're able to defend from all of these things, then your confidence will also increase. That's just how it is. Always work. That's what I teach my students all the time. I always teach them the fundamentals of defense, and yeah, I think that's.
Okay, so the next question we had on that same person was, how do you recommend balancing strength? How do you recommend balancing strength training with skill development for optimal performance in disciplines like jiu-jitsu and kickboxing?
You shouldn't really. Strength training should always be there, but it should never be your focus. It should never be your focus. It shouldn't focus. It'll come either way. Um, yeah, do some. So when it comes to, we'll leave weights to the side for now, but strength, like I said, will come either way. If you're doing wrestling, if you're wrestling with people heavier than you, if you're punching a heavy bag, strength is going to come. Okay, this type of strength would if from wrestling, for example, you're gonna build a different type of strength to a person that goes to the weight gym all the time. That said, I'm not saying weights are bad. You should still go to the gym to do some weights, to lift weights and that, if you are, especially if you're competing. But it should never be your main focus. It's on the side. It's a additional thing. Okay. Um, yeah. When it comes to doing weights, I think you should only stick to compound exercises. So exercises that help train multiple muscle groups, because you don't want to be focusing on one muscle. Because when it comes to fighting, you never just isolated one muscle. If you So, for example, you shouldn't be doing bicep curls, just bicep curls. If to special for MMA, for MMA fighters out there, exercises that I recommend are exercises like deadlifts, um, clean and press, things like this. But yeah.
Okay, we hope that answered your questions. If you have any more, just drop them out on the WhatsApp number you guys got, and we'd be happy to answer any questions. Uh, so uh, we have another question.
Questions are coming in. Just
Do you martial arts, can it help children with ADHD and also autism? If so, how can it help? So, firstly, let's talk about autism. So, autism, as we know, is a massive spectrum, and you have people with severe autism, and you have people with mild autism, and you have people with not so mild autism, and we have children who come to the gym who do suffer from autism. We have people with mild, and we don't have anyone with severe autism, I don't think.
no.
But we've had two parents who come to us and said to us that, look, you've actually helped our kids. You made them more confident. They're actually joining in with activities in school. Because the first time they come to us, they wasn't even joining in.
No.
They sat down, they watched. They watched for the second session. They watched for the fourth. And the tip is patience. You know, you have to put yourself in their shoes, and you have to know that these kids, they're obviously scared. If you rush them into something, they're not going to enjoy it. So slowly, they joined in. We done a role to where me and Muhammad was doing one-to-one sessions with them, developing their confidence, and then slowly we started pulling them into groups, and that's what the parents wanted. The parents wanted to basically see their children interact with other children, train with other children, and that's what they got. Muhammad, do you have anything on that?
Yeah, just when it comes to children with autism, it's the same with me and Haida are not specialists at all, but we do deal with children all the time because we teach children mixed martial arts. And when it comes to teaching children, all the children come with different challenges. They'll come with different challenges, and same with children with autism. They're not any different. They'll just come with their own specific challenges, and usually these challenges are just more. They're very similar. They're very similar, and we just deal with them on a more one-to-one level, and we'll always see them progress either way. Every single student that's came to our classes, we've seen their confidence get better, and when their confidence gets better, they'll they also the ability to learn gets better as well, and yeah.
Yeah. Children with ADHD. So children with ADHD, obviously, it's completely different to autism. You know, these children are hyperactive. You know, they're probably focused on certain things that they're doing. Probably they might not even enjoy martial arts first. So when we get children with ADHD coming in, and I'm saying children because we specialize in teaching children. We don't really. We only have one class a week for adults, and we have 5 classes a week for children.
Yeah.
Saturday and Wednesday. Um, excuse me. So children with ADHD, mainly when they come, it's consistency. Even with the children with ADHD, the main thing is to be consistent. And if you're not consistent, and as a parent, if you're not consistent with your children to push them to come into your sessions, then you can't expect us to change or help or benefit your children because it ultimately leads to the parent.
Hour. Yeah, just 1 hour in the day is not going to really change a thing. It's all about consistency, like I just said.
Yeah, so the first step is obviously bringing your children in. And then even if they don't enjoy it the first time, you know, when do we go somewhere and we actually love it the first time? It takes time to develop. It takes time. When something's good for you, you know, children necessarily don't really enjoy it straight away. So the main thing is being consistent. Like we got stories with kids who are hyperactive. You know, we're like Muhammad said, we're not specialists. We see the child. We know, and from speaking to a parent, we know what they're struggling with, and we try and adapt to that child. You know, we're 2 people. It's the best thing about having 2 coaches in the gym is one person can lead the class and one person can help those kids who are struggling a little bit. Yeah, Mohammed, do you have anything on that ADHD children?
No.
Okay, so it is a break in 30 seconds. So if you guys have any questions, you can drop the questions in. We're more than happy to answer anything.
Straight after the break.
Yeah, so we'll hit the break now. We have 30 seconds left. I think we can do it. First time doing it, so let's see what happens.
Eurofit Auto Centres, the leading MOT and service centres in West Midlands, are recruiting technicians, MOT testers and managers. There's a starting salary of £30,000 based on experience, and a minimum 5 years experience is necessary. For details, call Rashad at Eurofit Auto Centres on 01902 404045. That's Eurofit Auto Centres on 01902 404045.
Northern Gas Heating, celebrating 24 years of reliable heating and renewable energy solutions for your home. We have unbeatable offers on gas boilers, fully installed by our professional engineers. If your business or home is paying high electricity prices, call for a free Northern Gas Heating quote for cost-effective solar PV with battery storage. Visit northerngasheating.com or call 0800 083 1000.
Ramadan Kareem from Premier Tyres, suppliers of the tyres you can rely on for safe driving, as they're the only link between your vehicle and the road. And as well as leading tyre brands, Premier's your reliable go-to garage for servicing, spares, repairs and MOTs. Now available, Wolverhampton taxi plated cars for hire. Now Uber and Bolt ready, so you can run your business in confidence. For details, visit Premier Tyres, Crown Street, WV1 1PX. Call 01902 455 684 or visit premiertyreservices.com.
Experience the AK Windows difference. Visit our HQ at Economic House, Salisbury Street, Wolverhampton, WV3 OBG. Discover quality UPVC and aluminium windows, doors, roof lanterns, bifolding doors and composite doors in various styles. Offering glass and UPVC repairs too. With over 30 years of experience, AK Windows is your trusted choice for both trade and retail. For free quotations, call 01902 421 500 or visit akwindows.co.uk. Elevate your living with AK Windows. Precision, quality, satisfaction.
Midland Plastics and Plumbing Limited, your one-stop shop for home and bathrooms. A wide range of plumbing products and quality bathroom supplies in Wolverhampton. We supply underground drainage, guttering, roofing products, UPVC cladding and much more to the trade and public. This Ramadan we're offering 40% off all bathroom suites. Visit us online at midlandplasticsltd.co.uk or call us today on 01902 399 611 or why not visit in-store at Moore Street South, Wolverhampton, WV2 3JN.
Mubi Bass Electronics, specialist in car audio and home entertainment. Suppliers of leading brands, Samsung, Sony, and Panasonic. We supply and fit all car audio systems, top brands, Kenwood, Bose, and we're an authorized supplier of Vibe product. Visit our store online at mubibass.co.uk and order today for next day delivery. Mubi Bass Electronics are proud sponsors of Wolverhampton Wanderers FC. Call us today for a free quote on 01902 754 546 and quote Ramadan 20 for 10% off. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Mubi Bass Electronics, specialist in car audio and home entertainment.
Khan Builders offer a full range of building services, from major rebuilds to small projects, home improvements, kitchen fitting, plastering, bathroom fitting, extensions, and much more. We pride ourselves on providing a professional, caring, and high-quality service and always meet our customers' needs. Contact Khan Builders today on 07813 950 265 for a free quotation from Khan Builders. We've all spent a lot of time at home lately, and it's time to notice those carpets really need replacing. Let's be honest, we don't want to go from shop to shop, do we? Well, Perfect Carpets can save you the time and bring perfection to your floor. Over 1,000 high-quality styles and colours. Carpets start from only £3 per square yard. Rugs from £30. There's free measurements and free quotation with exclusive trade discounts to landlords and builders. You can't get any more perfect. Make your home with Perfect Carpets, the Black Country's biggest carpet store. Call us today on 01902 428 833 or visit us at 21 to 25 Snow Hill, Wolverhampton, WV2 4AD, and quote Ramadan Radio for 5% off your next order.
Quick Build Construction Limited offer a full range of building services, from major rebuilds to small projects, home improvements, kitchen fitting, plastering, bathroom fitting, extensions and much more. We pride ourselves on providing a professional, caring and high-quality service and always meet our customers' needs. Contact Quick Build Construction today on 07813 950 265 for a free quotation from Quick Build Construction.
Do you have a family member that's passed away and you would like someone to assist you in legal advice? Kenneth Jones Solicitors has been providing legal services for businesses and individuals since 1986. We specialise in probate, Islamic wills and family law. We also offer services in conveyancing, immigration and personal injury. Contact us today on 01902 745 773 or visit us on our website at kenneth-jones.co.uk.
back up. Okay, so we're back from the break. So where was we? So obviously before we had that question come in, we'll get Mohammed to finish off his little story. You know, story
Of
time
how I
with
got into MMA.
story
Yeah.
time with Mo.
Yeah, but anyway, quickly go over my little journey. So basically, yeah, I had my first competition, short notice, last that, but that intrigued me. That opened, my eyes to the world of MMA. Got into MMA. Started training at First Reaction MMA in Aston. Met brother Aki there, and yeah, it was just the coach is so humble. Got introduced to MMA, learned everything there, and then that's how my energy. That's how my journey to MMA started. Then I started having competitions, and now I'm here. With yeah. Then I opened my gym a few months ago with Haida, Coach Haida, and had my last fight 2 weeks ago, just before Ramadan, week before Ramadan, and won that. So that's my journey to MMA, short summarized version. Lot of details I missed out, but leave that for another day.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
Big boy. We got one more question. We got a question, so we can should we answer this question, and we'll go to my story,
Okay.
my
No
little
problem.
story time. So, we got a message from, I don't know who the person is, but how do you ensure the safety of the children during the sessions? So, obviously I'll go first, and then
No
Muhammad can
problem.
give his. So, with the safety, we have all the policies in place. You know, safeguarding policies. We're both first aid trained. Uh, so the building we make sure is safe first, and then with the training we make sure it's controlled, making sure that everyone understands that you're not here to hurt each other. You're here to train with each other. You're here to develop each other. You're here to, make friends, build a family, build a team. These are the things that we put in place to make sure that the children are safe, and obviously the children will get hurt because it is a MMA club. At the end of the day, they might cry here and there, but it's not a dance club, it's not a golf club, it's not a football club. Kids will get hurt, and that's what develops the children to understand that even if I do get hurt, I stand up and I push through. So yeah, that's my take on it. Mo?
Yeah, like I said earlier, um, depending on the skill level of the child, me and Sir, we got enough knowledge to understand who's the more talented student, who's able to defend themselves, who's unable to participate in sparring, and who is able to participate in sparring. Who, like, if we see a child that's acting up a little bit crazy, probably had too much sugar in the morning, we're not, and his comes into the session a little bit crazy. We probably won't let him participate in the sparring that day, for example. So we'll do all these different things to avoid any unnecessary injuries. Unnecessary being the highlighted word, because it's a combat sport. There's gonna be some contact involved, and accidental elbows here and there, accidental headbutts. Like in football, some kids get injuries in football, but obviously that's accidental. And when it comes to nothing changes when it comes to mixed martial arts, combat sports. So yeah, but how do we try to minimize that? We do that by our experience and by just seeing the skill level of the child. If they're able to participate in a certain part in the class, we'll allow them to participate. If they're not, and we'll see them that they're not at that skill level yet, we do have a belt system, and if they're not at a certain skill level, then we won't let them participate in that part of the class. And when it comes to the belt system, it's not like other schools. Our school, it just determines whether they're able to spar, whether they're not unable to spar, and if they're allowed to do certain strikes that are probably more dangerous than others. But yeah.
Yeah, so that's how we ensure that the safety of the children is during the classes. How can as a parent help you guys with my children's MMA journey? How can I, as a parent, help you guys with my MMA journeys? Just be consistent. You can help us by being consistent. We also have a committee. We have a parents committee where we get parents to, we have meetings with parents. We discuss how we can deliver the best sessions possible to your children. We make sure we have coffee mornings where you can come down to the gym, have a coffee, talk about what's going on in the community. Like, for example, the knife crime that's going on. That's going on in the community so far. There's something happened where a teenage was murdered in a park. I think it was last week where he got murdered. A 17-year-old. Mo, can you believe that?
17-year-old.
17-year-old got stabbed to death in a park in Wolverhampton in broad daylight.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
what is going
Tragic.
on? What is going on? And, it's sad to see that, these children, like you can talk about the kid who got attacked, but then you talk about the kid who done the attacking. What was his upbringing? He's 17 years old. He's literally just become. Well, I don't know who stabbed who. How old was the guy who done the stabbing? But you have to hit it before you even get to the stage where the guy's making decisions.
He never just woke up and thought, I'm gonna stab someone in the morning. So
things happen in his life, and Wolverhampton is a very good community where they do invest a lot. They do invest a lot into clubs like us. They do invest a lot in other clubs, football clubs, art clubs, dance clubs, whatever you want to do. The Wolverhampton community does do it, but there has to be a firm grasp on the situation, and that is you have to send these kids when they're 2 years old, 3 years old, send them to a club.
yeah,
There are opportunities out there where if you can't afford it, like even us, we do free training sessions for children who really who can't afford it. The government don't pay us to do it, but we do it because we see there's a problem and we want to attack the problem, and we want to do what's best for the community.
nip it in the bud. So before, just you don't want to what's the saying? Prevention is better than a cure.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. So when you don't want to be addressing the situation when the stabbing's already happening, but obviously that's the situation we're in at the moment. But you wanna address the situation before the kids reach that age of in their teens where they're already involved in gang communities and gang violence. You want to stop them before they even get to that age. You want to give them a place where they can go to in the throughout. At the end of the day, sometimes kids don't want to stay home. They don't want to stay with their parents. When they get to that teenage, when they start getting that teenage mentality, they just start looking at their parents like the people that just nag them all the time. Obviously, that's not the situation. Obviously, we know that now we're getting older that the parents are the wise, and they're just trying to teach you. But as you have to look at it from the teenager's perspective, they're naive, and they look at their parents as just being the people that nag them all the time and they want to leave. So they go to other communities, and unfortunately that's how they fall into gangs and things like that. So if you give them a different community, a more healthy community, for example, a mixed martial arts club, a football club, or whatever club that they're more that's more healthy to their to them, rather than something like a gang community, which would only bring increase violence in the community and increase knife crime.
Yeah, and we're not even trying to, like, as a MMA gym, we're not even just trying to be an MMA gym. We got bigger plans, like these community centers that the government puts in place. Like, who really goes to a community center? No one does it. It's what's the word? It's like undermining to go there. Really, I don't know if that's the word, but you don't feel confident. I'm gonna go to a community center. Like, what I'm trying to say. Like, we're trying to build a place where it's like it's a hub where kids can come and kids can do esports. They can play games. They can board games. They got a library. We got a cafe there. We got a gym there.
Yeah, they can grow mentally, they can grow physically without training, they can grow socially by just meeting other kids with the same objective as them. Hopefully we can start doing tutoring there as well, so they can grow, so they can have something that would help them educationally. And we want to have a community hub, that not a community hub, but somewhere they can just go to and say that it's theirs. And it would also, this facility that we're planning to grow, hopefully within the next year, would help address these issues that we got going on in the Wolverhampton community. But not only in the Wolverhampton community, but also we're gonna hopefully grow out throughout to try address these issues throughout the Black Country community, because it's a big issue. It's not just something these issues are not just something that's just afflicting Wolverhampton, but also Black Country and the whole of England.
Yeah, that's it. Bang on. And if any of you guys have any experience on, and if you think that you can help us, be in contact. We're always open to, feedback, a different opinion, different strategy, and we can take it on. We're not,
100%.
we don't
We're
know everything.
open-minded.
Yeah, we don't know everything. We're always open to help. So if anybody, it's not even for us. If anybody wants to help the community, be
Help
in
the
touch.
children, help the kids.
Yeah, help the kids, help the next generation. You don't want your grandchildren to walking around scared.
Yeah, we never, as growing up, we never had a facility that that provided mixed martial arts, esports, things like this that I would have loved to have when I was a child. If I never had it, I would want the next generation to have it. So let's do something about it for the next generation, or they're gonna end up falling into the same mistakes.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the we got a bit deep with the MMA journey there, but it had to be said. It had to be said. Another question we got. These questions are rolling in there. So the next question we got, the next question we have is, are there any additional training resources you would recommend for my child? You want to start with this one more?
What are they?
Did
they come to the session? To the gym?
I don't know. It doesn't say. But let's just say they do. So let's say it's a student of ours. They're asking, are there any additional training resources you could recommend for my child?
For a child, you don't want to overtrain them. Okay, I know that's like controversial. People don't like saying.
Shout out to Ayub's dad.
Yeah. But a child, to be honest, children do have a lot of energy, so you want them to stay active. Mixed martial arts, they got a lot to learn. It's not, there's a lot of knowledge. We're always learning, even as adults. We're always learning mixed martial arts. So for kids, they've always got something to learn. You got all the different striking disciplines. You can break that down into, just for example, you can throw them into Thai boxing, learn Thai boxing. When it comes to the grappling disciplines, you got a few. You got Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You got freestyle wrestling. You got different types of wrestling. You got Greco. You got judo. So just sticking to one grappling discipline, one striking discipline should be fine, because there's only so much. There's only so many hours in the day, and there's only so much a child can learn.
Yeah, and obviously, if you're wanting them to focus on a particular discipline, it's best to focus on just that discipline. Don't be throwing them in kickboxing, Thai boxing, wrestling, because kids will get bored. We've seen it. Kids come and go. If you really want them to succeed in it, the best thing to do is make it fun. Yep. You have to make it fun. If you don't make it fun, even with adults, if something's boring, we all done courses, we've all been to uni, and if you're sitting there and the lecturer just talking, you're not gonna. It's just boring. If there's activities going on, like where you're interactive, you're making it fun, adults or young, they're gonna enjoy it more. This comes with anything. Like if you're teaching your kids 100%. English, maths, anything like that, the best thing to do is, and what we learned is, to make it a game. With children especially, between ages from 2 to, let's say, 10, 12, or even going up.
You're going up.
Yeah. Adults, it's, you make it fun, and the kids will enjoy it. And when a child enjoys it, they'll learn better.
100%, yep. Yeah, can't agree more. Um, but that's the discipline side of it. You don't really need to focus on, especially if they're young, you don't need to focus on endurance and strength too much. Obviously, implement it, but you don't have to focus on it too much because their bodies are still developing.
Yeah, we have another question regarding the knife crime. They said if my child was in a situation where my child was in a knife situation, what would be the best way for my child to get out of that situation?
Run.
Run. Yep, that's it. Run.
Do you
You
not
know.
stay there?
Yep. You do not stay there. You know, you can be the best fighter in the world. You know, one slash, it could finish your life.
There's no more Steven Seagals anymore.
Yep. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So the best thing to do is run. You know, I'd run.
Yeah.
Mo would run.
Yeah.
You know, you can ask the best fighters in the world, they'll run.
They'll run.
But if you're
They
in a
won't stay there.
situation where it's like, you know, you're closed up in a situation where you have to fight, you know, you're gonna wish you went to an MMA gym like community combat. But you know, the best thing to do is run, really.
All jokes aside, you don't want to be gambling with your life. You don't want to be thinking, okay, I've got an option to run, and if I get away, then you know that's it. I'm gonna end up going home, no scratch on my body. But if you want to gamble with your life and think, okay, you know, you feel yourself that day, your egos, you know, kind of getting kind of big, and you think, oh, I can take this person on. A person can be half your size, but if they've got a sharp object,
Yeah.
it's, you know, and
You know,
think of it like this: if you're a boxer, how many jabs can you avoid? Even if the person in front of you is not good at striking, can you avoid a jab? Okay, so if you can't avoid a jab, add a knife onto the person's hand as well. Attach a knife at the end of the person's hand. Would you be able to avoid that? So all these videos that you see on YouTube of people disarming people with knives, very unlikely. And the last thing you want to give people is a false sense of security when it comes to fighting someone with a knife.
Yep. And if you do think you're a knife expert, just give your friend a rubber knife and put lipstick at the end of it. You wear a white top, and see how many times he puts lipstick on you.
Yeah.
And you know, that's the safest way to find out if you can take it.
It's difficult.
Yeah, that's
it's
all.
difficult.
Yeah. You know, unless you're Bruce Lee. You know what I'm saying?
Even for Bruce
Lee. Yeah, so I hope that answers your question. Next question. This one's for the head coach, Big Mo. What is the typical structure of a training session for children?
For children, it's the same as a session for adults.
Yeah, so
same as
break it down as in what we do in our session. So let's start off with our class from 5 to 12.
From 5 to 12, we'll start off with a small warm-up because the young children, they're not as stiff as us older people. I'm speaking like I'm old.
He has a crippled back at the moment. It was hard getting him out of bed today.
Yeah, but anyway, because they're not as stiff as us older people, they're less likely to get injured just due to pulling a muscle. I mean, anyone that has a kid in their house knows that they're less likely to get injured from pulling a muscle out of any type of, you know. So the warm up is we don't focus on the warm up all that much. We'll spend probably like 5, maximum 10 minutes on a warm up, and even the warm up will be just to engage them into the class, and we'll probably implement a game within the warm up. It's mainly just to engage them in the class and to revise previous things that they've already learnt. You know, different types of strikes and, you know, different techniques that they've already learned in previous classes, and to recall some of that information. Then after that, we'll get into the new knowledge that they need to learn. So we'll start introducing some new knowledge that they need to learn. Not too much. All we're just doing is just scaffolding the knowledge that they learned from the previous lesson to the knowledge that they're getting taught in the current lesson, and then they're going to revise it at the end of the lesson, and hopefully making revising the new knowledge that they got taught in the current lesson, building that all together, solidifying the new knowledge, and ending off with a cool down.
Yep.
But that's the basic structure of the lesson, and we'll also implement new things here and there.
We do have a grading syllabus, a MMA grading syllabus, which we do follow. It's we created ourselves from white to black. It's we're not like other clubs. We don't just do it for the money. No shame on the other gyms, but it is a known problem. We give kids the belts when they actually deserve it, and
we mainly do it because MMA is so broad. Like I said, there's so many different disciplines. Even us, we're learning. As I'm in my 20s, I'm learning, of course. So obviously, to break it down and to make it to give us a structure to teach the children, we needed to create a syllabus for the children to follow. Otherwise, we would have been going all over the place. But we needed to create this MMA syllabus in order for the kids to follow. You called it? What's the word I'm looking for?
You follow the syllabus.
I was looking for a word. I've lost it. But yeah, in order for the kids to follow a specific syllabus, and so that we're just not jumping all over the place. But yeah.
Yeah. Last question. We only got 2 minutes left until we're not live.
Time goes quick when you're having fun.
I know, yeah. Last question of the afternoon is: are there any specific goals you set for the children in your program? Yes, there is. What we do is we obviously, because they're learning certain skills. So with the children, we have different main objectives. So it can be discipline, it can be combinations, it can be listening, it can be anything along those basic. It can be respect. So these things that for the youth. So let's say 2 to 5 year olds.
It depends on the age.
Yeah, that's what we focus on them. When you get older, the goals would be: can you establish a jab? Can you establish distance? Can you be in your right fighting stance? Can you switch? Can you throw a combination? And these things you don't learn in an hour.
Yeah.
If anyone says you can learn this in an hour, it's complete nonsense.
But that said, we have objectives set for the lesson, and we have objectives set for the month or 3 months. Okay, so for the lesson, we expect them to have learned something by the end of the lesson. Okay, and we would have set that at the start of the lesson. So, for example, if we drill in if we are teaching a double leg takedown, we want them to have learned the double leg takedown by the end of the lesson. And yeah, it looks like we're running low on time. So
yeah, I've got 20 seconds. So let's all do a countdown. Now I'm joking. Yeah. So it was good for our first time.
Next week, yeah.
Yeah, we'll be here next week, 1 till 2, and we'll go over. It's called Ramadan Radio. So we're gonna add the Islamic side of it as well. So yeah, thank you guys for listening, and we'll catch you next week.
Eurofit Auto Centres, the leading MOT and service centres in West Midlands, are recruiting technicians, MOT testers and managers. There's a starting salary of £30,000 based on experience, and a minimum 5 years experience is necessary. For details, call Rashad at Eurofit Auto Centres on 01902 404045. That's Eurofit Auto Centres on 01902 404045.
Northern Gas Heating, celebrating 24 years of reliable heating and renewable energy solutions for your home. We have unbeatable offers on gas boilers, fully installed by our professional engineers. If your business or home is paying high electricity prices, call for a free Northern Gas Heating quote for cost-effective solar PV with battery storage. Visit northerngasheating.com or call 0800 083 1000.
Ramadan Kareem from Premier Tyres, suppliers of the tyres you can rely on for safe driving, as they're the only link between your vehicle and the road. And as well as leading tyre brands, Premier's your reliable go-to garage for servicing, spares, repairs and MOTs. Now available, Wolverhampton taxi plated cars for hire. Now Uber and Bolt ready, so you can run your business in confidence. For details, visit Premier Tyres, Crown Street, WV1 1PX. Call 01902 455 684 or visit premiertyreservices.com.
Experience the AK Windows difference. Visit our HQ at Economic House, Salisbury Street, Wolverhampton, WV3 OBG. Discover quality UPVC and aluminium windows.